JB here. Hope everyone's doing outstanding. Wednesday, September 17th, about 3:35. Talk really quick about the market. Some names I'm looking at go from there. S&P still in the red here, slightly. Actually, the SPY's down about 0.4% after the Fed cut rates as expected. 0.25% rate cut. There was one dissenter, the new appointee. And it's kind of like, I wouldn't say as expected, markets chopped around. Then we sold to lows about 245 after Fed Chair Powell came on, made his comments. It was similar stuff, right? Always mentions his dual mandate, inflation, full employment, and then painted a picture of two more cuts before the year's out. So kind of as expected. The thing I've been, the worry I have, or I wouldn't even say the worry, but the 10-year yield dropped under 4% for the first time since April, and then we've reversed course, and now yields are back higher today. Well, just a little while ago. So hopefully that doesn't continue overnight and into the morning, because that might create a story of maybe some uncertainty that, hey, maybe this is not going to be enough. But either way, I think he phrased it. The it was like your normal Fed conference, his normal press conference after the cut, and then he addressed all those elephants in the room, right? The independence of the Fed, Cook, that whole situation with her possibly being terminated, the new appointee being possibly have some conflicts there in regards to his independence. Yeah, just the same old, same old. But he did his normal, just kind of brush it off. Hey, this is not appropriate. This has nothing to do with what we're doing here, and moved on. So now the Fed's out of the way. So where do we go from here, right? We still have a couple more weeks in the historically weak month. Impressive stuff. Two of the last three sessions have been extremely tight ranges. Friday, well, yesterday too, but Monday's 0.25% trading range. So I mean, it's gonna be tough. What's gonna be the next catalyst, right? So to me, I just watching the yields, right? As long as the yields don't really materially rise tomorrow and Friday, I think things will be okay. Maybe we chop around. And then, I mean, you guys start thinking 670, 675, somewhere in there on the SPY. Uh, I would just love to see a little consolidation. The good thing today is, so right after the Fed statement, small caps went bonkers. The IWM was up 1.5% earlier and has since given some of that back, still up nearly 0.7%. But just to me, that's like the ideal scenario. Markets chop around or melt higher, and small caps take the reins. But I've been saying that for a year and a half. But one of these weeks, right? So that's kind of the overall market. I don't have my chart up here for the SPY, but just quick on individual names to kind of wrap your head around my trading on Reddit today. But Reddit it was like some of the other momentum names were selling off. Palantir, I mean, the video was down, Broadcom, and then Reddit was selling off after the open. No news, no catalyst, no, yeah, nothing you could really, I guess correlate. I mean, the other names were out. Google was down a little bit, but it was down, 3, 4, 5%. What I think was 6% at the lows. And then, 11:30, it's sitting at 249, and then boom, it starts spiking, looking for headlines, and supposedly Google and Reddit are working on another deal, which they already have a deal. I think it's $60 million, but you got to think this got to be substantial. Um, Either way, the stock bumped up all the way up to 260 and change. So the good thing is when that happens, the premiums, because Reddit's a very premium rich options on the option side. The options went I wouldn't say bonkers, but my 300 strikes, which are kind of like, I think they were 25 cents right at the lows there, started to go and get some premiums. And then on the other side, I'm looking, if this has continuation, I think that's a good catalyst for Reddit. So I put on a watch the last couple of days. I want to get some strikes at least to play for the move over 300 when it happens. You know how the option market works, and the market works in general. Typically, that 300 move will happen after my options expire. So I use that as an opportunity, the news, to lock the last of my 300s in, and then I went and got some 330s into next week. So I'll probably just sit on my hands with those. I mean, it's funny. Yesterday, the market was chopping around, tight range for Reddit, looking good. The day before, it did the same thing, and then today we have that sell off. I'm like, it's like almost like the market teases you, gets you comfortable enough where you can get a little more aggressive, and then pulls the rug out. Either way, that news gave an opportunity to lock the rest of the profits in on 300s. I'll continue to hold those 330s. You know my thoughts here. I think Reddit's 300, get some FOMO, 350, 400, so on and so forth. Similar to the other names, right, that should have been destroyed from AI. I mean, Google's obviously the poster child, but some of these other names too. All right, so that's Reddit. And then, why don't I have my gold up here? I don't know why I don't have my gold chart. Oh, there it is. And then with the Fed meeting statement coming out, and then the press was going, you saw gold pulling back. And at first, after the statement, gold spiked, and then it reversed. And it's had some well, a lot of times to the upside the next day, but it typically has large swings after the Fed meeting. So especially overnight. So tomorrow will probably be telling. But I mean, you start looking at the daily chart here, and I'm just because it goes up doesn't mean it's going to go down. But I think there's just an opportunity for a short term pull. I put on a watch list this morning. I thought maybe 3,500, which is only a couple weeks goes high. So it's not like a tremendous pull, but I think there's an opportunity. Not only that, the premiums are somewhat inexpensive. So I went and got those GLD puts for next week. I was actually looking at the October 310s on the GLD, but I'll wait. If there's follow through tomorrow, maybe I'll look to get some more. And then on the flip side, obviously, I'll lock some in as we go down. I was also looking at Nugget too. I put that on the watch list. Typically, when I do gold for downside, I look to get the miners as well. But I'm not going to get overly aggressive or what would I say, press my luck. So I'll just continue to hold that into tomorrow. And then if it goes the other way, I'll look to salvage them. I do think, you look at 3,700. I think that's like I wouldn't call it a line in the sand, but that looks like kind of like a short-term possible top. So that's gold. And then some other names here. I mean, disappointing. Lemonade, it was looking decent in the morning, then down to 36, and then boom, the Fed statement comes out, goes from 56. Then it goes from 57 almost up to 59, and then gives it all back. And it's sitting here down about 1.7%. So going to need a large move, obviously, for my lotto calls, but I'll continue to look for opportunities to trade that one. Same with Serve. I mean, how volatile has Serve been today? It's almost like in a liquid penny stock, right? It was 12. What did it open at? It was trading in 11s, then all the way down to 11.50, then back up, and then the Fed statement came out, and boom, it's up to 12.10, and then 30 minutes later, it's down to 11.26. So I'll just continue to hold the last of my October strikes and look for other opportunities. I still have the September 15s. Obviously, going to need some kind of major catalyst for that. I'm still looking at Duolingo here too, and I almost pulled the trigger earlier. The 300s look interesting. It's like it's calling my name for some reason. But let's see, they were just $1.05, 90 cents. I'll probably wait till tomorrow on that one. More upgrades this morning, reiterations, right? So Citigroup just came out earlier today, maintained their outperform rating, $375 price target, down from 400. That's on the heels of Needham's reiteration too of their outperform rating. To me, again, I think it's just like one of those names that similar to the App Lovins and the Roblox, that it's kind of like was used as like a punching bag, and it creates opportunity. So I'm just not going to pull the trigger today. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow. And then other names, GameStop, it's 13 cents away from making a nine session winning streak. Hasn't done that in, I don't know, it said 3 years. Still looking for opportunities to add some more strikes. I put on the watch list this morning. If I do that, get some later strikes, I might look to close some of the Octobers in. I didn't even see what those are up now. Yeah, they're up 50%. So I'll just continue to hold those. When I do, I'll lock some of those in and add the later strikes. Rest RH, right? Monster move too. After the Fed statement, it was like everybody was waiting all the way from 235 to 248 in like a flash. It's come back down. So that one's picky, or I don't know how to call it. It's very, very tough to time that one. So I'll just stay away from RH from now. And same with Pool. I mean, look at Pool today. All the way up to 336 after the statement, then boom, back down to 321. It's just at some point that one starts to go. I'm just being very selective here. IIPR was looking great after the statement, all the way up to pretty much $59. Boom, back down to 56.87. So no reason to be overly aggressive here today. To me, it's almost like I want to see. It's like when you shake up the water. What do you call those things? Either way, wait for the dust to settle. I think today's statement, the Fed presser, all that stuff will get digested. We'll see how everything settles, and then tomorrow maybe some more opportunities to be aggressive. And then obviously on the lotto side, so Duolingo, MDB I was watching today too. I mean, that got all the way down to 206, 306 right after the Fed statement and presser, and then it bounced 306 up to 320. Just I wish I got the bottom on that one. But anyway, let's have a great day, folks. I'll be back. Rock and roll.